Can we really build a deck around War Ethers? Today we're going to be checking out a crazy carvings deck featuring some new cards from the Dread Awakening expansion. Let's immediately dive in. The win condition of our deck is going to be Ulrika, the Nokvi Chosen, a unique card with a unique ability to attack a random enemy whenever we cast a spell. And obviously we are going to be pairing that up with a lot of carvings. The carvings are generally spells that recycle each other every time we play them, and basically just for a few mana we can play up to 5 or 6 spells in a single turn to make for some incredible combos. I have also included Signy in our deck, try to combo break our opponent's win conditions, and another really fun card is the Sojourner, a unique Aether costing 9 mana with very decent stats that says that whenever we play a spell we reduce this card's mana cost by 1. So we're going to be making some very interesting tempo plays. Let's immediately try this deck out in the ranked ladder. This time we're playing against the Death Domain. Our starting hand is looking kind of shaky, but my opponent is just going to use their God power, so I'm just going to throw my Guardian of the Pines down on the board, and hopefully that's going to give us some carvings. We have Ulrika as well, that's really cool. Let me just play both my Bygone Defenders now. Let's go for some tempo plays. Oh, it's a Dread deck. We have another Guardian of the Pines, so let me just attack here. We have a Brittle Carving now, that's really awesome. In which case I can play my other Guardian of the Pines down. I can play a Brittle Carving onto you to trade my opponent's Dragon. Let's do that immediately, and then I am dealing 2 more damage to my opponent. Guys, I think that's going to be the end of our turn. Our Sojourner is starting to ramp down, actually, its mana cost. Untold Greed for my opponent, but that's still kind of okay. They have a Necroscepter as well, that might become a small issue. And they're also going to use their God power, so let's see how we're going to navigate this turn. This is probably the most important turn of the game. We have a Bloodhound Cavalry, but that's too expensive to play right now. So I guess I'm going to start by attacking here to find another carving. Yep, that's really cool. Since I can give Wind Strike to this guy over here, I am also going to get my Brittle Carving back on my hand, which means that I can use that on the Guardian of the Pines to deal 1 damage to this guy, and then we also get a Fury Carving. Oh, and we can actually do something really cool here, because just for 2 mana right now, I am going to clear both my opponent's zombie, I am going to get my Bloody Carving back, and then I can deal 3 damage to my opponent, draw another carving. Guys, this was an amazing turn for us, and you know what? I can even use the extra mana right now to use my Wisdom Carving onto this, to return my Brittle Carving back into my hand, and deal 6 damage to my opponent and also draw a card. This turn lasted about 3 minutes, but we did an insane amount of actions. And on the next turn, you know what, we might even have lethal. Since I can play Ulrika for 5 mana, then use the extra mana to use my Bloody Carving. Oh guys, wait, can we actually win the game now? Am I crazy? I mean, I'm going to do that anyway. Even if we don't win the game, I mean, is that greedy or not? Guys, how do we navigate this? You know what, I'm going to do that immediately. Anyway, this is the fun part of the deck. I am going to start with my Brittle Carving here. Ulrika is going to attack my opponent's face immediately. Then I am going to use the extra mana to play the Bloody Carving on Ulrika. That is going to immediately give me the Brittle Carving back. Ulrika is going to attack my opponent's Dragon, but that's okay, because now I can play another Brittle Carving that is going to clear my opponent's Dread thingy, and let me just play another Brittle Carving to deal 6 more damage to my opponent. And guys, I am even going to throw you down on the board, and this is what this deck should look like in a best case scenario. My opponent is at 5 mana, and unless they have a couple of bad lucks in their hand right now, I think we just won the game, because for 5 mana we just did a whole lot of stuff. My opponent is just going to attack directly, okay, and then you have 5 mana left. Burial Worm, my opponent is going to throw down probably a Dread Hive and use their God power, but guys, I don't think that this is ever enough, because Ulrika has Twin Strike anyway, so I can just attack my opponent's creature, then I can attack directly with Ulrika, and you know what, I'm even going to use my Savage Strike on this to make sure that Ulrika gets off another attack, and then I am just going to win with a Sojourner here. Just like that, we win a game against the Death deck, which is a meta deck. We're playing against the War Domain, and it looks to be classic aggro zoo deck, so let me immediately throw my Guardian of the Pines down on the board. My opponent is going to attack me directly, actually, and we don't mind that at all, since I can just attack you here. Then I can play Ori Crash to deal 1 damage to each creature. And guys, now I can just use my God power to clear this, and we're looking kind of okay, in all honesty. Let me just end my turn afterwards. My opponent is going to throw down a Feral Shapeshifter, classic. But what we can do right now is just play my Bloodhound Cavalry down on the board, and I think that's going to be the end of my turn. My opponent will probably have to attack this one. Yep, that's what's going to happen. But we don't really mind that, since I can also play Savage Strike on this turn to clear both of those creatures. We have an Actuary of War with the hopes of buffing Ulrika, but I think that's a very slow card, so I'm probably going to remove that. Let me just actually play Savage Strike onto you, and then just use my God Power. Then I think that I can even end my turn. Now we can actually clear my opponent's creature. Let me play my Brittle Carving onto this. Then I can play another Bloody Carving, give Twin Strike to my creature, and also get my Brittle Carving back. And now I think that I can play my Fury Carving to attack my opponent's creature immediately, and then I'm just ending my turn again. And yeah, that's about right for now. That's another very strong creature for my opponent. They're going to win the Tempt Fate, so let me throw my Actuary of War down on the board. Let me buff you up, and then I'm just going to throw you down on the board, and I guess end my turn. My opponent is going to trade one of my creatures. I have a Dreadwing here, which is not too bad. Let me actually do that immediately. We are going to find, I think a Fury Carving makes again the most sense right now. So let me give Twin Strike onto you. You know what, I can start with my Brittle Carving, then I can give Twin Strike to my creature here. Let me actually get my Brittle Carving back. Then I can play my Fury Carving to attack this. Then I'm getting my Bloody Carving back again. Guys, this is a very nice combo play, in all honesty. And then I can get rid of both of my opponent's creatures. Let me trade you, and you as well. And I can even get the Ambitious Adventurer to draw a card on the next turn. That's not too bad. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. We are somehow still in the game. Oh, what is that? Who the heck plays that card? That's a very weird card. Let me start with my Ambitious Adventurer. We're going to get a Wisdom Carving. That's actually quite okay, because I can play that immediately. Then I can probably play my Guardian of the Pines down on the board. Then I can follow up with a Bloody Carving on this creature to also give Twin Strike and return that to my hand. I am attacking my opponent directly to draw a card. And then I am going to draw another card after I trade one of you. And yeah, not looking too bad for now. Soul Survivor, what the heck? Wow, that's gonna hurt. How do we clear this creature now? That is the question. Can I find Ulrika, please? We have an Auric Crash, that's not actually too bad. Let me start by playing a Dreadwing here. Oh, we don't have any more carvings in our deck. That's cool. So, let me just play Auric Crash, I guess, to deal 1 damage to each creature. Then I am using my God Power to clear you. And in all honesty, guys, I think that's going to be it. I can even play my Bygone Defender and Claw and Fang onto you, and then deal 1 more damage to you. Yep, that's going to be it for now. A Red Fume Serum for my opponent, okay. Again, not the end of the world, because we can probably clear that creature. We're going to take 11 damage, but I am not worried yet. We're going to find... Here you are. Okay, we could have used you a little sooner, but regardless, I can play my Brittle Carving here to immediately increase the strength of this creature. Yep. Then I can play the Bloody Carving to give Twin Strike to you and get my Brittle Carving back again. And then in all honesty, I am going to attack my opponent directly for 5. Then I am trading this creature, probably. Yep, we kind of have to. Then I am attacking my opponent directly for 3. And I think that's it. And you know what, guys? I am even going to destroy my own creature with my ability to make sure that my opponent can't draw another card on the next turn. And also I am going to deny them a bit of favor. I know it looks weird. Commander Pyros for my opponent. Sharpen! What the heck? That's very weird. Okay, we have another Chosen of Auros, but now I'm going to play my Sojourner down on the board. I'm going to throw that beast. My opponent is now going to find a card to draw. But where is Ulrika? Oh wow, actually that's a great turn for my opponent as well. Can we win on this turn somehow? My opponent is going to attack directly. Actually, that's a mistake. We have the Fox's Venture. Now, in all honesty, I can just attack you. Here, probably. Then I have the Swashbuckler to clear another creature for my opponent. Let me actually play the Fox's Venture onto you. I can now get rid of you, actually. Yep. Let me give +1 health to this. And then, guys, I kind of have to... Do I just deal 9 damage to my opponent and pray that they don't top deck something huge? Yeah, I mean... That's going to be what I'm going to do here. Let's see what they do top deck. We have a chance to actually win the game right now. Ouch, 5 damage to me directly. And then I think we win. Yep, guys, I think that we win the game because I can play my Brittle Carving. Oh no, we don't! Okay, so I'm just going to play my Encumbered Looter here. Let me follow up by destroying my own creature to draw a card. Oh, we have a Bloodhound Cavalry as well. That is so huge. Because now I can obviously trade here. Then I can play my brittle carving onto you. Actually, I am going to attack my opponent directly for 4. Then I am trading, and guys, just like that, we are also dealing 1 more damage to my opponent and giving protected. And I think that realistically, with 1 card left, my opponent can not win the game, but that was too close for comfort. Yep, I think the game is ours. And finally we have Ulrika, but it's kind of late for you. Let me just attack here with you, and then I am just going to actually play the trial begins so that Ulrika is going to attack my opponent directly, and we can actually win with the Bloodhound Cavalry as well. Just like that, boom. Ulrika is going to get protected and attack my opponent for the final bit of damage to win us the game. This time we're playing against the Deception domain, and it looks like it's going to be an aggro deck. I am going to throw my Guardian of the Pines immediately down the board. Stone Skin Poison for my opponent, but we don't really mind that. Oh, and Irina as well. What the heck? Do I just play Blood Price here? I think I will. Yeah, and on the next turn we are going to draw... we have a couple of those Ori Crashes, that's awesome. We're going to take quite a bit more damage, but now my opponent is realizing what deck we're actually kind of playing. We have a Brittle Carving in my hand, which is really awesome, since you can pair that up with Ulrika. But guys, now I think I'm just going to attack here. That's going to give me another carving. That is absolutely awesome. And then I can just play Savage Strike on this creature to immediately clear the board, and also draw another carving from my hand. It's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad at all. Another Forgery for my opponent, but again, we don't really mind that. And since my opponent played with Irina, we know that they don't have the Dearly Departed to remove Ulrika from my hand. So basically we're just waiting and scaling up. My opponent is going to play a Cutthroat Insight, but yes, they can do that, and Ulrika is now going to go back into my deck. I mean, I can just play Ori Crash on this, right? Let's clear this creature, and then do I even play you? Yeah, probably. And that's going to be the end of my turn. That's a Rat for my opponent. And Cloan Fang as well. Okay, that's mine. You stole that from me. Fox's Venture as well. You know what? I'm going to play that now. I'm not going to waste all the mana. And then I can even play that and follow up with a Fury Carving. Or we can just wait. Another Cutthroat Insight for my opponent. Yeah, basically guys, this is why this deck is a little weak. We have to combo up a lot of cards which are otherwise not very useful. We have a Cloan Fang here that's really cool. Let me immediately just play that, and then I can even throw the Combat Medic down on the board just to heal myself up for 2 more. My opponent is stealing cards from my deck every single turn, so basically they are in the lead tempo wise and card draw wise, but they have already played both of their Cutthroat Insights, so I'm not too worried. But also we are going to be denied any chance of actually developing a board. So let me just play Ori Crash on you, and that's going to be the end of my turn. Another Forgery for my opponent. A Crooked Quartermaster and a Roner Aldol. Guys, we are probably losing this game. My opponent has generated some insane value. Let me just play the Bygone Defender. We're going to lose the Tempt Fate, but I think that my opponent realistically has so much value in their hand that it is going to be impossible for us to come back. Basically, our win condition is finding Ulrika, a Piercing Bolt. What the heck? And a Hunting Trap for my opponent. Oh, we have Signy now. That's quite cool. Let me immediately throw my Bygone Defender down on the board, and then I can follow up with Signy. Let's actually destroy a strong creature from my opponent's hand. Oh, they got my Ulrika! What the heck? That's mine, brother, what are you doing? This is a very fun interaction. My opponent is just going to play Forgery again, and guess what? They can steal my Ulrika. Stone Skin Poison, that is going to put my Signy to sleep, while my opponent is going to keep dealing damage to my face. Oh, what? That's also mine! What the heck are you doing? How did you play that for 0 mana? What the heck? Oh, another one of those! Okay. This is what my deck should have looked like, by the way. This is what we wanted to do to my opponent, but it's not the case. We are going to cry now a little bit. Look at the state of the board. How do we clear this? Okay, I can play Rally the Band. Okay, wait. We can get Ulrika back now. I am going to play her immediately. I am going to play Brittle Carving onto her. That's going to give her 4 attack. Okay, we're going to attack directly. Do we have a chance to win? I am going to play another Bloody Carving on her. That's going to give me a Brittle Carving back. Now I can play another Brittle Carving on Ulrika for 5 damage. She's going to attack this. We can do that again. And now Ulrika has 6 damage to attack this. No! Guys, we basically lost this game very early on, but I still wanted to showcase what I wanted to pull off. Let's immediately concede and move on. Realistically, I don't think that this deck is good enough to sustain itself in the Mythic rank. but it definitely makes for a fun interaction and a fun video, so I am going to place it in the meme category right now. While I was trying this deck out, I actually deranked all the way to Solar Gold, so drop a like immediately because this is what I do for you guys. I think that while this deck is very fun and in theory, it looks like kind of okay. I mean, we have some nice combo cards with Ulrika, we have Signet, combo break our opponent's win conditions. It is really not consistent enough, and there are way better decks in the meta right now. So this is going to be it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, because I upload Gods Unchained content every single day. And don't forget to make a comment immediately, because that is going to enter you into my weekly giveaway. Today's video is going to be your last chance to enter this week's giveaway for 200 Gods tokens. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new deck idea. Enjoy!